Hello, my beloved ones. Okay, yeah, I have prepared something. The topic today is universal language. So it turns out that who knows about who have seen me on internet, who have heard about me before? Anyone, you there? Okay, I have worked for quite some time with Olga Podorovskaya, who you heard just there. So I came in contact to the spiritual culture with her, and I left it 1.5 years ago and returned back to my own stuff, which is art. And still somehow people find me, ask me questions about topics which they can connect with me, which they resonate with me. And therefore it is right now the best way for me to speak with people when I prepare something. I prepare a text. And I ask people, what are you interested in? Why did you come to me? Because the artists are the most creative beings on earth, therefore I can materialize or create anything you want. The only interesting thing for me is what you are interested in. What's your direction? What's your interest? And the first question that I ask always is, what are you interested in? 1 month ago, Nicholas wrote to me that he invites me to speak here. And it turned out that the topic today is pranic consciousness. Is it interesting, this topic for you here, pranic consciousness? Can you resonate with it? Okay. I divided this topic in 3 parts. So it's like 3 points of view on the same idea, on the same experience. The first point of view is a scientific one, the second is a spiritual one, and the third one is my own, it is art. And in the very end, I make a little bit of advertising for myself, because Nicholas, we agreed on that. First thing is, thank you very much for the path which we have done in order to appear here, to have this all stuff here going on. Don't know what it is about. Therefore, we have the next 1.5 hour, a little bit less now. Thank you very much. Without you, it wouldn't be impossible for me to make here anything. And it's like we are equal. And especially thank you to all the people who are organizing this. And to Nicholas, of course, for doing this. So thank you very much. I just want to give my respect. Okay. Yes. Okay, how do you do it? If I tell next, you press forward. Okay, make next, please. Next. 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 Okay, let's stay here. Or let's get one back. Let's get one back. Okay. I think it's important to speak with each other when I'm here on stage, because if I'm going to speak 1.5 hours, it will be like zombification, like manipulation or something like this. You have to adapt at me forcefully. Therefore, if you have to say something, if you have a question, just raise your hands. I'm doing this here because we all are part of this. So I'm interested to understand. And this is the first question. Yeah, I came here to make a little bit of advertisement for myself. It's work for me. Why did you come here? Just a few. If you feel like you have something clear and you could put it intuitively into words, if you have courage to do this, tell me, why are you here? maybe I will be able to direct attention at this. Is there anyone? Yes, please.
To reason. The first of all is to intuitively.
Intuitively.
Intellectually learn more about Pranic and with vibration, feel other Pranic and feel new energies and new ways.
Okay. And the second reason?
This is the second reason. So to learn more
and to feel.
To learn more about the vibration of people, and vibration of prana experience.
And to feel.
Yes.
Yeah, very clever to have a balance between information and experience. Maybe you just want one. It's the golden middle. Anyone else? I will be mentioning this, by the way, yeah.
Because I don't know who are you, and I want to know.
Beautiful. Thank you. That's something additional. I am interested. Who are you? With dark sunglasses. Beautiful. Thank you very much. It gives me.
Because I know who you are, and it's always interesting.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you anyway. I feel you. On a distance, since we met 3 years ago, I have never forgotten you. I know what story we have in pranic consciousness. So out of the world of the forms, behind the world of the forms.
I came festival because I want to meet people, and you are and other people I can meet and discover how he was feeling this prana. Feeling and healing and
Okay. Don't know if I feel the same prana as you, but I'm definitely very eager, behind the words definitely. But I'm very eager to connect as well. And you may see that I'm sweating. It's partly because I am very nervous. Okay, so this is part of my character. Just take it easy with me. We will manage it. But yeah, I really...
You don't look like it.
Yeah, I believe that's why I'm doing all this show here subconsciously. Because it's like if I start here and then lower a little bit here, it will be easier. Something like this. Anyone else? Yes. Yes? You see, after information turned into experience, I have a completely different point of view as Breatharianism. I criticize a lot, and that's partly one reason why I say I'm not a Breatharian. I have nothing to do with this culture. I'm happy to connect with you because we can support each other, but I see my use as from an additional point of view. So it's like if we have 2 points of view on the same thing, maybe we understand each other better. And therefore, I'm not a Breatharian. Please don't ask me if you are Breatharian. If you want to speak about life without food, this I understand. But Breatharianism, I don't understand the word because Breatharianism has something to do with food, but there's the word breathing, and it's also spiritual. So I'm just not connected with it. And concerning all the topics that you mentioned right now, and which I learned with Olga, let's put it like this. After the heavens opened, and the heavenly strike enlightened me, I really don't understand what's going on here, but I can do something, and that's what's happening. And that's all. So I hope you will find something interesting, but in general, I don't share this point of view of anyone, of the speakers who I heard. Thank you. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I feel there's something coming. But let's start. Okay, the first thing, now after you have shared this information, thank you, I want to present a little bit myself. First thing, and the way it's very important for me. One reason why I left the spiritual culture is, as I said, because I don't understand many things which are said here. I cannot relate to words. And therefore, in order to use these words, I have to go through lots of stuff, but I don't understand the words. And after I went through lots of tangents and stuff, I came to my own experience, and I'm using my own words, therefore I left this culture. The words which I'm using, I love them the most when they are directly, literally, meaning the experience. Okay, for instance, such a word as responsibility, the ability to respond. Let's take, for instance, if I'm smoking cigarettes, okay? If I want the ability to use my hand to smoke a cigarette, I take responsibility. But for this responsibility, I gain freedom. For instance, freedom to smoke, to experience this. But the responsibility is maybe health damage, but it's out. I don't know if, So, I'm introducing myself now. I am male. I'm a human, and I was named Egor. I'm the son of Michael, and my bloodstream is Alekseev. And therefore my full name, Alekseev Egor Mikhailovich. That's the information that is given by me by nature, by culture. And by nature, I am male and striving to be human. Salute. We all have an infinite resource, which is our talent. This cannot be sold, given, bought, anything. It's a question if we can discover this and use this, and if we can do this, we know the purpose of our life. I know this for myself, which is universal language. When I was 18 years old, I was enlightened about this, which means that I understand since then how I can materialize this. And that's what I'm doing, that's my business. If I say that's my business, I don't mean that I'm earning money with it. But that's what I'm doing with every cell and every breath of my universal language. Everything that I'm going to share today, if I manage to share everything that's in my head, is my own experience. For the first time, I'm returning to the culture, spiritual culture, and I can speak about myself. Before that, I was like the filter between Olga and other people. Right now, I'm speaking about myself. Everything that I say is my idea, my experience, and my responsibility. The goal of the universal language is the realization of human potential. Therefore, it is important to understand who is human. I'm not speaking about extraterrestrials, but they are definitely inhuman inhumans. If you feel like you are a human, you have the desire to realize this potential given by God, universe, art, or whatever. Realization of human potential. I met only one person. Let's put it like this. Until right now, I shared what I'm going to share, if I manage to share it, with only 6 people, I believe. Okay, so, and these people, they didn't understood it because they didn't listen to me when I thought I may be connecting with them. And then I encountered Olga, so I'm taking a risk here now, a very great risk, because I'm interested. For me, it's confirmed. For me, it's working. I made exactly 51% of the path. Okay, so I'm someone who have found. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm someone who understands where to look in order to dissolve your physical body into light. But you know, my point of view is, if you are here right now, you are not here in order to do that. But that's not my topic here. Realization of human potential. And how did I come to this now? I said, I am completely lost right now.
What's the universal language?
Yeah, yes, that's exactly what we should discuss right now. Thank you very much. Poggy. I was looking for, yes, I'm happy. About 2 months ago, Poggy gave me the chance to say what I wanted to say. It is what I learned from the spiritual culture, because as I said, I found the words and techniques, everyone, so confusing that I had to think for myself what this heck all means. But I came to understand what it means for me, and Poggy gave me the chance to tell this. It's like, you know, I had the energy went out. Right now, I cannot do it anymore. So I lost this. I'm out of this frequency, so to say. I'm somewhere else. But it's still the same talk, basically, and let's see simply what happens. What is a universal language? Beautiful. You really hit the point, because I said that I never shared this with so many people like right now. I'm taking a risk. And the best human formulation that I heard about this definition was said today by Olga. She said this to me 4 years ago. This was the reason why I stayed with her. The yogi who realizes his potential between breathing, realizes his potential beyond time, space, and form, his freedom beyond something like this, okay? So he is free to appear at any time, in any space, in any form. The universal language, as I imagine it, means that whatever is inside of me is identical with whatever is outside of me. There is no distortion. Which means I am literally everything, all is one is all, I can speak with everyone. As I said, I'm already experiencing it. For myself, I know how to do it. Okay, now I earned a little bit of karma by saying this, and I lost the track. It's actually not the best idea to stay here, but to make this all here. So that's a universal language, to put it short. To communicate with everyone, everywhere, to appear in every form. That's a human potential that we have. Yeah, I remember I believe 2 years ago, I was tuned into this, and I found really beautiful definition for this, but I'm not this right now. So that's enough for right now, okay? Time, space, and form is very important, because this I understand. By the way, can I throw this to you, okay? And please throw it back to me. Thank you. Okay. Safety measurements, okay? I will be using the word idiots. I do not mean that someone has a low ability of think logically. I just mean that if I have an idea and follow my idea, I live in ideology. And in ideology live idiots. It's like the state for. And the goal for within ideology is the ideal, which is a separation from us that we don't have yet. Therefore, I want to say, I'm an idiot. We all are idiots. If you are offended by this, I don't want to cause senseless friction. Really, just better, do something that is better suited, okay? So think about it. Okay. Intro of my art. We are nearly at the start. That's introduction yet. Intro of my art. So something like this, okay? You can see this is a Pranic World Festival, like 2016. And then there is something like this. Okay, I just give it to, yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. And you can just take a look. So I'm trying to implement the experience which I'm having inside the work that I'm doing. Just the same with books. It's easy when I'm traveling to make books. For instance, this book is made based on the experience which I had when I saw how Olga is working with people. So I simply saw, hey, here people have problems. If I put this story like this and make some pictures. Salute. Then maybe people read it and they have use of it. Additionally, this is translated in 4 languages: Spanish, English, German, Spanish, English, Russian. If you like to learn a language, you are free. And then there are other books which I don't want to show anymore. So the first part is the point of view of science. The second is the point of view of spirituality, which is the biggest part. And I hope I will have enough time to come to my final point of view, my own, which is artistical point of view. Okay? And if you visit the massage that I'm doing, you will see how I'm connecting art with massage. And this is directly linked to all that I'm saying here. Yes. Yes. These are people, you will understand it. These are people who are dancing in the night during the, it's not happening this year. People, you won't. Okay. So, nothing new, scientific point of view on pranic consciousness. I picked out the word of, the word entanglement, which is from quantum physics. It means that if I have one particle, if I have this sheet of paper, and I rip it into 2, these pieces of paper will be still representing the whole, which means we have the same source. So we look separated, like I'm born in Russia, you are born in Italy, or something like this, but we have the same origin somewhere outside these ideas. What we cannot see here, but it is written, so I'm showing that I simply Googled it, okay? Those are ideas. I have no idea if it's true or not. I just want to say people are coming to these kinds of things. And through internet, we have the great advantage, we can connect with it. It goes like this, it's not readable here, but now this quantum entanglement state can be seen with bare eyes. And it looks like this, that people, scientists, sit in a dark room, and then there is something like quantum atomic particles that is going to separate in that room, and then they see light in the room. And they link that experience because they see this somehow themselves, so it's important that they see this with their naked eyes, and this somehow they prove it. Okay, the point is simply that it is a way of observation of the image that we build up. So we came up with the thought that this is how the world is working, and now people learn to observe this quantum realm with their eyes. Logically next is that we can use it, that we can apply it. As I said, just think about it, that entanglement means that we are all one. Because if we right now separated, earlier we have been one and the same. One, a little bit. Yes. Okay, thank you. One back, please. Forward, double forward. Triple backward. Okay, 4 times forward. Yeah, it may sound like a bunch of scientists sitting in a dark room looking and blinking lights, but it represents the first time quantum entanglement has directly been observed with the naked eye.
So can you do it?
Yes, of course.
Can we all do
It's happening all the time. It's simply the point that we don't know where to direct our attention at because we have information in our head. That's all. For instance, right now, several processes are going on with me, but you are helping me to remember stuff. My point is simply that the entanglement state, where they measure the same change in two particles at distance, is simply measuring the same wave at two different points. Okay, I just want to say, in pranic consciousness, we are all one, and one is all. And that's how people who are linked to the culture of science, that's how they are digging into it. They use their own language. And at some point it helps us. Let's think of a greater scale. For instance, plants, which are taking CO2 and producing oxygen, and we are taking in oxygen and producing CO2. It's a constant exchange. So everything is connected in some way. Let's go backwards once, again, again, again. Yes. I make it a little bit shorter because I feel like some of us are confused. This is one point how I understand pranic consciousness from the point of view of science, okay? So quantum physics. And yeah, I don't want to go further into details. Second is the point of view of spirituality, and here the biggest problem for me is actually to understand what spirituality is. Does someone knows who Allan Kardec is? He wrote, Allan Kardec, yes, Book of Spirits, 150 years ago or something like this. Back then, this guy was considered a scientist, I believe. How did he find it out? Sitting on a chair, meditating. The only difference is that it wasn't a dark room. And he wrote stuff that is amazing, I can only say. So it was exactly the same stuff that I just read, which is called science. I do not know how it was called back then, so probably not science. But I bet that some dude gathered together because they had fun sitting in a room and observing what feelings they have within them. It's like, yeah, we are connected beyond time, space, and form. Yeah, but Wikipedia, it becomes very interesting as well. If I just type in spirituality, and in English, it is a broad concept with room for many perspectives. In general, it includes a sense of connection to something bigger than ourselves. It involves the meaning of life. Beautiful. Don't understand any of it, but I But then I pushed to, I didn't type it again, I simply pushed on the German version of the same text. Okay, so universal language, you understand what I'm aiming at? I look at the same things from a different culture. In German, it is not an adjective, so not a quality anymore, it is a nomen, so it is a fixed thing. A thing that remains like this, it is called spirit. The only interesting thing here that I found is that it is an undefined term which appears in philosophy, theology, psychology, and everyday life. It is undefined. This was enough for me. Spirit is not defined, okay? How do we want to define something like this? Then I changed the language to Russian language. And the first few sentences that I read, it is about connection between the spirit and the world within the human being and outside of the human being. That's the first sentence, and it ends that from this access, individual consciousness of spirituality can be called conscience. You know conscience? So I don't go to people and hit them if I don't want the same thing to happen to me. I feel it has something to do with humanity, I think. So very interesting at this point. This is awesome. So what we started as science is today something that touches us all. It is not defined, and it can be used by anyone from this point of view, and it has to do with conscience. So it is individual. It is given to every one of us. No one can take it. No one can say that it is something that I define this way or that way. My conscience told me to look at my experience, which was that when I am sitting in the lotus position, I cannot think about it. You see, when I'm practicing, I'm executing something that I have imagined. Therefore, I'm repeating a tradition, a habit, a neuronal run and chain. The unknown cannot appear in such a condition. I will definitely reach some kind of special effects, but at the best, I will simply get tired of this. And from my understanding, if you find a teacher, this means you are really an idiot right now, because you are running in habits and you meet a teacher. So he gives you a practice so that you get fed up with that practice and you start to live. Oh, I feel here rushing. I impressed someone of you, I believe. Now I earned karma again. Okay, so if I think about it all, or if I imagine it all, I came to the conclusion that there are three parts, which is me practicing, the things that I do not do right now, and the adventures that I attend, the special effect. Okay. Yes. Okay, I need someone else who you look. But you have been closing your eyes right now. You manage. We need to do it 3 times. Okay, now if I imagine myself like a candle, this would mean that the candle is me, so the image of the candle, okay, is me. Darkness around me, that I enlighten, is the enlightenment. And the third is the warmth. Okay, so these are the 3 experiences in my head. Now conscience is warmth, is already an interesting moment. So if we are compassion with each other, I feel warmth is a better word than, for instance, cold to describe this. But the point is this Trinity now, and I am still trying to define what spirituality is, or rather the spiritual business. Let's take the Breatharian business, for instance.
What do you mean by business? Like earning money with it?
No, it's our talent, okay? And what we made out of this within this word. Breatharianism, okay, already, I just put it right now. It's not my point of view, just so that it's simple, okay? Breatharianism, life without food, okay? So life without food, breatharianism. It's an ideal, right? So that's what's basically That is the motivation that brought us somehow together, that things will be better this way if we don't eat. Breatharianism. Then we have this festival right now. We have a structure. It is an ideology. We have 5 levels of Breatharianism. It's an ideology, it's a structure, right? It makes sense. So is it logical? And the last things are us. Beautiful. Time, space, and form. The ideal is created by time. Ideology is created by space. It's a space here around us. And the people who attend us, we see different forms. Okay? We need time, space, and form. Oh, I'm so happy that Nicholas wasn't here right now when I said this. Going over all the Breatharian festival right now here. We need time, space, and form in order to orientate ourselves in our adventure. Therefore, as I said, Olga put it into words, time, space, and form. Liberate yourself from this. Exactly. Okay. Friend, wake up. Oh, perfect. Let's try it like this. Okay, you see, the point is simply, after information enters my neocortex through the head brain, it runs through the nerves to every cell of my body, and therefore something like memory in the muscles appears. So if things repeat a few times, our body reacts automatically. He was smarter. He goes. He has something. It's good. It's perfect. No, you helped me. He didn't understand it, but yes, it's okay. My karma. It enters, okay? And now just think about it. Just think about it logically. If I meet something for the first time, it is unknown, it is not defined. I don't know who you are, I meet you the first time. After I look now the second time at you, I recognize a little bit. I already know where I have to look. I have a certain motion that is imprinted in my body, in my cells, that I can use in order to connect with you. And the last thing is the form, which I recognize. Yeah, you are still the same. So this, I just want to put out the three points. Association is created by time. We need time to understand what's going on. So if I throw this too fast, you will have no time to react, to understand the speed of the frequency in which you attend this experience. That's what the human brain is for, to have an ideal location which is created by the heart. We all know that runs through the heart, blood runs, this magnetic space is created, okay? So I see right now, you think I'm speaking with you right now? You think you hearing me right now? You listen to yourself, the information. To be more precise, you listen to your own associations, which react with the imprinted memory within your body. Thank you very much. Someone of you went ahead. That way I lost the point again. You see, that's the point. If we are out of time, space, and form, we feel each other. So I feel what you feel. I don't know who feels it, but I know that what I feel, it has something to do with what's happening here right now. The first time I understood it was when I understood with my head brain, whoa, I feel attention moving through my body. So my attention, where I direct the work of my brain, I perceive attention moving. I can move it through my arm, move it out of my body. After some time, I am understood, the heck, I feel emotions out of my body. and then the form, the recognition. When I start to recognize everyone, myself within everything, I get so compassion. It breaks down everything that people are saying about Breatharianism, how it has to be. Because, it's go too deep. Okay. Yeah, you see, no, you see, the point is we are here at Breatharian, this is a sensible topic. I really don't want to cause senseless friction, and I am not stable enough to do this right now. If I would be, take this as a lesson, if I would be stable enough, I wouldn't read the text here. I would make something with you, okay? If you want to experience it, come to me, we will do energetical massage. Because after I learned to recognize myself, it's like I'm working with people with massage, so I'm helping them. I'm studying natural healing practice. I worked with Olga. I went through Wissalam. I can imagine so many things just because I studied fine arts. I mean, I just can imagine, you know. And the point is, when I learned how to work energetically with people, I cannot go to people in normal life and tell, come on, let's work with me energetical. I just stand nearby you, and you will be, and we will be dancing together. It just don't work. And I'm not balanced for this. I'm not balanced enough for this. Therefore, I just read this text. So, thank you very much. Okay. The point is that all that I said so far is like a concept. It's my idea. I use this body, I use this potential to tell the soul, to imagine the soul. I can also, you know, it's like I imagine right now to looking through my eyes. I can also imagine to look from above. I can also imagine to look from this. So there are many concepts about what is and what is not. All concepts need kind of a duality to be attended by us. In other words, everything we can experience we think of heavy. Or who was breathing out heavily right now? He? Perfect. Thank you very much. He's helping as well. Is it interesting so far? Is it interesting? Yes? Is it useful? Yes? Of course, yes. But if I manage to finish this in 20 minutes, I will show something, but I don't know if I manage this. So all concepts need kind of a duality to be attended by us. In other words, everything we can experience, we think of because there is duality of attention by us and perception by the world. You perceive, I attend. I'm speaking right now. I can also perceive you attending. Okay, yin and yang, okay? Solar, lunar, Ida Pinga, don't understand it all, not my culture. I understand that you look at me, you perceive, and I attend this. And therefore we have created something together. And as I said, it's always. Choose any concept you like, they are all useless. We want to wake up more and not fall deeper asleep. Not chasing ideals. Yeah, someone is understanding and feeling fear right now. It's good. We can also say that all these concepts, theories, are our own quantum imaginations. But the other point is, there is no separation. So there is nothing to be owned, which means it is not by my imagination alone, at least I am imagined by you also. Understand what a huge responsibility it is if you really want to take it. That's a paradox for the thinking brain to try and to understand this with the current language, is like to hack a quantum computer with my smartphone, or to control the whole body only with the brain, which means we are using only 5% of our potential. Yes, please.
Just to be sure that I understand. Say that you are thinking about being here, speaking to us, and we are thinking to have you here.
Yes.
So this is our shared responsibility.
Yes, and if you think that you are not beautiful and perfect right now, then this is not the definition of Dzogchen. This would simply mean that we are separating something that we need to achieve now, that you need to learn from me. But what if we all created this? What if no future exists? Because if I look into the skies, in the stars, I see ultimately the same what is in my head, neuronal connections. I cannot imagine otherwise that I'm seeing myself. I recognize what I already know, what is imprinted within me. Same goes, that's about space, idea of space, so the heart. And don't tense too much. Time, if we always ask what was before that, what was before that, we will have no end. It makes no sense for the brain. Time is what we know. We are taught that something linear is happening. It makes no sense. Form the cell with, holographic universe. It's just like, I mean, this is the core of the science ideals that soon as we get to the atoms, we become godlike. We become awakened. Now the atom turned into quants. You see, if you become godlike, it means you learn a new ability. For instance, to foresee the future. But if you do this, you bound yourself to a certain experience. Do you think this is an exception? Just answer this for yourself. Let me cut to the core. I want to say that information are more subjective and experience is more objective, but it is the same. It is like the golden ratio. Imagine the line. 1.68149. Golden ratio, you understand the line, okay? The first part is experience. The last part is information. Both together can create a fractal. You understand? I can imagine this all. So if I come to the last part, I show you this with my art. And yes, universal language, but the point is, and therefore only experience alone wouldn't be harmonical. Only information alone would lead to destruction. In the image of the great golden ratio. And from another point of view, we can say that this duality, we can direct either relax. Olga said today that the body of light is total relaxation. I agree. Total relaxation, complete relaxation. I agree 100%. It is my experience. And out of my experience, there are two possible ways to relax. Either through tension or through love. This right now is love. He likes it. Everything is perfect. Okay? Through tension, it would be like I need to overload the brain so it stops controlling everything. This happened to me 4 years ago, and it's like Olga helped me. She overloaded my brain for 23 minutes. It's recorded, so therefore I know the exact number. And after 23, I couldn't stop crying because I understood what love is. All the things within me that I cannot accept, so she causes pain within me. She causes something with me. If I cannot accept it, if I hide from it, I'm not loving it. Which means there are things which I do not love and things which I love. And if I am interested in realization of human potential, then there's a golden ratio, the middle of it, which I have to follow. And I wasn't. So therefore I started to cry, but hey, now I'm here. So it turns out that there are kind of rules, the way how things happen. It's like the path of Tao, the path of Dharma. You see, this is now the culture of yoga, tantra, prana, sutra, I don't know. We can either adapt to the world or expect the world to adapt at us. But neither of them can actually force the other. So it always happens by free will. And we are creating it. If we understand this, that we have created it, that's all. If I understand, so you know, it's like I remember in my life several situations when I envisioned which direction my life have to go. At some point, around 3-4 years ago, I imagined this situation. I never thought that this will be the form, how it turns out. But it's exactly the feeling that I wanted. That's what have directed me here. I know this, therefore I can play with it, but only if I take the ability to respond to you. Beautiful. Question. So if there is a phase when we fall asleep, and then there's a phase where we get more awakened, how do you differ them? Anyone? You have 10 seconds. Can anyone tell me how to differ if you fall asleep or if you wake more up? If you understood anything of what I have so far? Conscience. Yes. Yes. If you are resonating with the current situation, you are conscience, you are compassion, and therefore you are tuned with the right time. My answer would be time. So if I understand the speed of this coming at me, I adapt at the speed. I do not expect the speed of things to adapt to me. Therefore, conscience, compassion, yes, makes sense. Time. My answer would be more practical time, okay? The slowlier the time, the longer the life, the longer the life, the more adventures we can finish. We can direct our attention only at the quality of something, and if we direct our attention at the quantity of something, this becomes information. Next question. What is space? Intuitively, is there someone who can answer this? You have 5 seconds. Yes, please.
The question was about time or space, because that's the same, you know. It's what separates me from you, and the time is the time takes to me to reach you. And this is why in unity there is no space and time, because you and me are the same, and so there is no time, because it doesn't take time to feel you.
You see, there is no wrong answer. If your imagination is free enough, you can create whatever you need. You like oranges? Someone else hates them. So what I would define, I agree, I understand, I'm able to understand what you say, and I would support and start resonating with you by saying that space is a condition that changes according to time with a certain speed. In other words, You see, like, yeah, the cells are living here all the time. So therefore there is kind of motion and space. Oh, I'm messing it up. Let's read this sentence. Condition that changes according to time with a certain speed, and form is what results out of it. A constant transformation. So basically, a constant transformation of understanding of the language between the two of us. If the time is right, we understand each other. If the time is not right, we don't understand each other. Transformation is the word that I wanted to come up here with. That's why I wrote it. You see, the whole point of spirituality is transformation. Maybe it is about transformation into life without food, maybe transformation into life without air. Can you find Nicholas here, please? Transformation is often best sold in tradition. In tradition, such an idea resides that there are 3 levels where consciousness has to show itself. Of course, the division in 3 levels as such is already relative and only possible from the point of view of habits. But in general, we think that we have something like the body, something like the brain, something like the soul. In Tibetan tradition, if we look at Dzogchen, which means a great perfection, we have the same, but instead of soul, they say that conscious speaking it is. So it is simply because of a certain filter that we have, how we perceive the world. And there we find also our talent, because otherwise we wouldn't be here. It's like a ticket to the amusement park, where we started, yeah, I don't know. And if we do not pay attention to this mechanism, then we ideologize our own history. We take ourselves very important and try to adapt the world at us. Very complicated with teachers, with spiritual teachers. And then we start speaking about concepts and ideas. Another example, to make it easier. You want to make vacation because you saw a beautiful advertisement on the beach, at the sea. Instead of going to the vacation, you go to work to get money, you tense in order to relax at some point in the future. You go to a teacher to give the practice, to sit down, to repeat a habit in order to, at some point in the future, to get the result. We have 2 possible ways, through tension or through relaxation. Yeah, examples with thinking. We are coming. Maybe we are coming to the end soon. And here I want to make a small link to advertisement about myself. From this point of view, examples with thinking, breathing, eating, and let's say fucking. I don't know how to call it otherwise, because fucking is not loving. So we do not, if we think, we do not get, if we expect something to happen, we do not get energy directly, because we become happier only if our expectation comes true. Therefore, we have kind of someone sitting in our head who wants that we work for him, and he gives us money, and then we can buy what we want. So we have to expect something. Instead of going directly and thinking and saying what we want to do and do what we want to do, I want to be at the beach right now. The beach isn't here right now, but so damn, I'm going to relax now and be very happy that I'm experiencing and understanding that this is making me happy. But instead of this, I'm going to tense. Breathing. You know mitochondria If we inhale oxygen, mitochondria takes it and gives us energy. You know, we have cells in our bodies that do not have mitochondria. If we learn a certain kind of breathing, we do not need oxygen. It doesn't need practice. It happens right now with every breath that you take. The only difference is that we don't know at what experience we have to point our direction at, because we listen to teachers and getting sold ideas. Of course, it takes time for the body to accept it. In my case, it took 2 weeks of fighting with myself. Therefore, special effects are useful. Yeah, like, you know, I want my hair to grow back, so I'm going to do this at some point. Oh, fuck, I don't want to do this anymore, but I learned something that I can use now, and that's enough. And it's not the same as the idea in the beginning. Food. Oh, this is such a huge topic, especially here. And I would love to break this idea down and stamp, because I believe it's possible. I believe it's possible to live without food. First, because of my own experience and experiments that I'm doing on myself. And secondly, because there's one person who I met and seen. You know, when I see someone, as I said, I understand some things. I can tell what these people are eating or not. I can tell what's going on in their bodies. And I have seen only one person who I would believe that he's not eating actually all the time. Everybody else has a certain kind of diet. Nothing bad with it. I just want to say that our body, for example, our gastric juice, it has its own possibilities to react to the world. But we are using it to digest food. For instance, if children have flu and the nose is running, the nose they might make like this. The grown-ups, they make like this, and it's out. But the children, if they are natural, if they still have the human potential, they swallow it down in the gastric area, because the gastric area breaks it down, finds out what's the target here, what's the enemy here, and creates immunity. Everything that we eat goes through the same process. Okay? Of course, our bodies are really messed up, and therefore we need help by food. But, sorry, we have to listen to the body, not to the theories around us. And it's way simpler than we think. Okay.
So who is the person you really believe?
I'm not going to tell this. That's not good. I can give you a hint. If you are fasting, I'm telling this because of a certain kind of breathing. So if I see how one is breathing, I can tell in this spiritual area if he's eating or not, if he's not eating right now, if he will return back to food or not. And if you have been fasting a certain amount of time, you have recognized that your breathing changes. Okay? So this is the direction in that it goes. But I mean, I have to start speaking now about different breathing types with the belly, with other parts, cellular breathing and stuff like this. But I see how people are breathing. Okay, it's not possible to breathe with the chest. I can do it. And tell that you are not eating. Because if you breathe with the chest, you disbalance your body so much that you need food in order to balance yourself back, to distract yourself. That's a fact. For myself, that's simply not possible otherwise. And I'm experiencing this on myself. I'm not saying that this is truth, because it's my idea, but that's how I'm doing it myself, and that's how I'm getting results, which I'm really pleased with. And I don't want to go deeper into this. Love. Very simple. At some point, I became afraid of myself, of using my partner to masturbate. Okay, so I can ejaculate and therefore release the tension that I built up, and think that now, since I'm relaxing and the tension that I built up is away, it's all great. But actually, I built up tension, released it, and lost precious energy, precious semen, whatever. And we can transform this energy into something else. And it's, again, it's very simple. It's only the direction of attention. And if you don't know where to direct your attention at, you can start by physical stimulation. This goes to everything that I said so far, but especially in that case. It's a certain muscles between the anus and the balls. If you learn to relax that, after I learned to relax that, at the moment of the peak tension, I relaxed that muscle, and then then I started to feel what my partner feel. I became afraid, and it threw me out for 2 years. Let's look a little bit deeper. What is consciousness? Let's take the body, for instance. All chemistry is magic. If you want to cure yourself with medicine made by man, this would mean you tense further. Because if you are conscious, you listen to the body. It tells you what it needs, when and how, in order to materialize your potential. But this means something mostly important. Let's put the idea that in history there are people who went out for the miracles, who decided for themselves to go into the unknown. Maybe they had an illness, cancer, and they listened to their body, they understood the universal language, and understood what the body needs in order to heal itself. They heal themselves with food, wrote a book about it. Other people read the book, and without relating to their actual situation, abstracted themselves. So this abstraction results in tradition, something that can be sold. And the point is that we want to say this is not bad. I really summed it up just in order to say that this is not bad. It's a current situation that we created. For me, this is important because, yeah, yeah. In the beginning, every yogic practitioner had his own yoga, but some of them were successful and they were admired by other people. And this goes for every single word that I say, that I speak and perceive, because at some point in life I stopped learning. From this point of view, the human being appears as a tool for these programs, for these concepts, ideas, entities, devils, gods, to be translated and to be viewed. And by falling asleep, we give away our responsibility and together with it, our freedom. It's a game with fire, because if you don't want to look at reality and you start engaging it, you will have problems. So at some point, it's really okay just to go along. The point is simply to enjoy yourself and not to tense, because we cannot adapt to a certain expectation. It's very complicated, but we all have our talent, own unique talent. So things are always, sun is always shining, no matter if clouds are there or not. If you start on this path, there's only forward. Not even standing still is possible. Because if you stand still, you lose this sensitivity, your talent. It won't be useful. Okay. Yeah, so this is the spiritual practice, and to balance this, we have risk. Something like we can risk our life, we can risk everything. risk everything to fast one day and to gain own experience. Risk everything and to love our foe or to hate our beloved, to break up or to find together, to fight or to accept, to risk. In spirituality, it sounds like this. The greatest god Shiva is a spirit that is mixed with matter, or the spirit that entered matter. And this happened because God Vishnu looks at something and his gaze enters the matter. I don't understand this. The gaze by Vishnu is called shampoo, and it is stimulating the spirit to move. I mean, I'm not saying that this is wrong. I'm simply saying that I don't understand it. It's not my culture. We can put it, I want to put it simple and short. All problems we face is because in the right moment we did not take the risk. Then it was too late, or it was the wrong place. Okay. Is it interesting? Is what I say interesting? Is it useful? Yes? Someone else? Yes? Okay. Okay, I'm happy. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you see, I wanted to bring up Nicholas because I really find it's beautiful here. He organizes this all for people who resonate with each other to come together. I just want to say that he is risking something, okay? Whatever it is. But he gives a place for such people as me to speak, and somehow people, I mean, it's not all traditional that happens, okay? It's not always the same stuff that happens. 10 minutes, we have 10 minutes, okay. Universal language, okay? In the first place, universal language, I'm sorry, now it will be complicated.
Oh, it's okay.
Yes. It's connected with the language because I think that the way I speak is reflected by what is within my head, so the neural connections throughout my body, which means it determines what I am actually perceiving outside of the body. And therefore, if I speak about universal language, I want to say that if I exclude the word I out of my language, my condition changes, my behavior changes, and the reaction of other people changes. And children, when they are born, they don't know I. It's at some point that we teach them language and they say hungry or apple, we say I am hungry. Okay, so universal language for me was originally only with the language. But mostly important is that it takes lots of energy in our daily life. We need language in order to understand each other, to work, to create together, to communicate, any kind of language. So, behavior language, whatever. What else do we have aside from language? We have thinking. Without thinking, we would be sitting in a cave. There are people who stop thinking and they sit in a cave, and that's it. They experience what they want, but they are, so to say, separated. It takes lots of energy. So there's a homeostasis, a balance of thinking with the world that takes also lots of energy. And as I said, thinking creates time in order to be able to associate the right speed of things that happen around us. What else do we have? Breathing. Without breathing, I would, an unprepared person would survive. Right now, I would survive 1 minute at most without breathing, okay? So it is very important for us to survive. It gives us lots of energy. And it creates a space where we project our imagination onto. What else do we have? Food. An unprepared person will die without food due to its beliefs. I don't know, maybe after half a year. I don't know, really. It's just bugs me. Without sexuality, without giving birth to children, my parents would definitely go crazy. I don't know if they would die, but this takes lots of energy because we create this bloodline and we cultivate something. I imagine in my head a chronological path like this. Here's time, here's the space, here's the form, and I even see this with people. When they encounter a situation for the first time, maybe they don't like the situation and they tense. When they encounter it for the second time, they are already kind of used to it. And for the third time, their body has already adapted at this to react at it. So this is a process that I can observe with other people. When they speak with me, how their body adapts. And on a deeper level, it changed the physiology, because if the nerve tense, the vessel tense after this. After the vessels tense the muscles, and after the muscles the organs, and then the whole body gets deformed. The organs cannot work in the way they need to work. So interaction and wrong perception causes this. There is a balance, a homeostasis is what I call, something that we do not need to invent. A homeostasis is the balance between the space outside of us and inside of us. And if this doesn't exist, the cell cannot be formed. So the body is a bunch of cells, and there are different homeostases. The homeostasis of thinking, the homeostasis of breathing, the homeostasis of eating, sexuality, and we can take more. I have gathered 9 of them, and this is my path. I really have to sum it up here. I'm sorry that it gets so confusing. The point that I want to get at is right now and here. Some of you have followed me so far. If we bring the homeostasis of the cells, or if we support the natural work of the cells, which means the natural work of thinking, breathing, digestion, sexuality, language, and other things that take lots of energy, then the cells, which are in balance, can resonate with each other. If they can resonate with each other, if my head resonates correctly with my brain, which means what I think and what I feel and what I act is the same, if it resonates, it can synchronize with the space around me. Is this clear a little bit? Is this understandable? If cells are balanced, they can resonate with each other, and then they can synchronize with the space out of it. Okay? If we practice only one category, we want everything else to adapt at this. What I am doing is, it takes time to understand individually how to balance. For me, it takes 1 minute, and I have balanced 5 of the 9 homeostases which I have picked for myself. But if we know this, miracles are going to happen. For my case, that's what I'm convinced of. No special effects happened with me so far, which you can also understand. So I'm not levitating, my hair didn't grow back, my teeth didn't grow back, but my life changed. Like I couldn't imagine it. It's a miracle, and possibilities are limitless. I believe it is possible to live without food. I believe it is possible to live without thinking, without breathing. It's another question in what condition we are then. But the point is simply to understand how to use this all. Oh yeah, it's so mixed up. I have been speaking right now a lot, so I'm not able, but I'm really used to show the balance of breathing. It would directly affect my speaking. You know how I would be speaking then? Very nice, very slow, with a smile on my face, because every intake of oxygen is designed for a certain information that gets translated. If I balance my thinking and interact with people, my interaction gets musical. My language, it has a certain it gets a certain reason. It sounds like music. When I first encountered this in a situation, it was like a gong bell, so strong. When this is balanced, I get. Bear with me 5 more minutes and then I'm finished. 3 more minutes. When I'm balanced here, I forgot it again. Oh damn. So thinking, yeah. I don't get tired. Yes, exactly. Here, solar plexus. The belly is relaxed. I don't get tired. I mean, I make push-ups. There is a limit to how many push-ups I can make due to my capacity, but I do not get tired. There's a difference between energy and strength. So therefore my energy stays balanced, but the capacity of the current condition of my body, so I do not get tired. If I bring my sexuality in balance, then something unbelievable happens to me, miracles. So have you ever seen a lightning striking to earth? It's like 90% goes from above and 10% goes from the ground. It shows, the earth shows the lightning where to hit. If my sexuality is balanced, it shows me the attraction for this whole concept where I need to plant my seed. Okay, where I need to plant my seed. It shows me the direction. So when this is balanced, it feels like this. Whoa. Then, from here, from the core, the second phase, it goes like this. Whoa. And when I'm in that condition here, I managed so far during the last 4 years to achieve this state 4 times. Every time I did it, the same experience came forth. The idea about gravity broke together. Because, as I understand it, I feel heavy, I feel pulled down, because my sexual energy is going there. So here is I'm supporting myself to stand here on the ground. But when my center is here, it's like I'm balanced. So my balance is not here or here, it is here. And I don't feel pulled down. I feel like here is the middle. There is no gravity. The first time I felt it, it was when I was running. I was running and then I synchronized this. Here a spark appears. And then I understand, whoa, the heck. Whoa, every cell energized. The next 200 meters I sprinted. After this I broke down because my head started to sink again. The second thing happened in the last year, 2 months ago. I don't know how it came so, but I was balanced. And I went to the gym. I wanted a challenge. I was like, now I want to see what I'm capable of. Okay, you see, I'm skinny. I'm not doing any exercises. I'm not doing anything. I'm doing so I'm not exercising anything. I'm not going to run every day or something like this. But then I went to run on this machine that is in vehicle. Okay, I'm not practicing this, but I ran 2 kilometers in 20 minutes, breathing with my nose, with a relaxed belly. And I increased the speed always. For me, this was a miracle. When I step down, I feel But this is all physiological, and I'm not really interested in special effects. What I'm interested in is to go beyond space, time, and form. The point is that tension, after we balance time, space, and form, we become able to orientate ourselves, so to say, not in the image of our tensions. Let's put it like this, okay? And if we keep the direction of attention, if we keep this up, and after 15 minutes, after we went through the first wave of tensions, it took me 4 hours actually. I was writing a text and I was balanced. And according to my experience, after 4 hours, my body started to dissolve, so to say. I was in a cinema back at that time, surrounded by people. I mean, I have no time right now to describe how this exactly felt. And I don't know, I'm definitely wasn't disappearing in the eyes of the other people. But in my perception, I started to unify myself with everything, and I couldn't hold it back. At one moment, I had to decide. And honestly, I don't believe this when people say that they want to do something, that they had the chance to realize the body of light, and then they went back because they wanted to teach this. I don't believe this, because I think we would return back to fulfill the task, whatever we want to, and somehow subconsciously we are feeling it, that we still have the chance to realize our human potential, which means to synchronize and to work with our body how it is designed to work. And this changed the whole society, because it is not possible to hate in that condition. We can only work together in that condition. Thank you very much that you worked with me.